Ganpati Bappa, Morya. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Almost Famous Rider. So this series is about 14 days of adventurous ride, Ladakh Full Circuit, from Srinagar to Leh to Tanglangla to Manali to Chandigarh. So today is day 9 when we are riding from Leh to Sarchu, finally entering into Himachal Pradesh, leaving Ladakh area. And there are two major milestones that we will be covering. One is the Tanglangla Pass and Gata Loops. Good morning and welcome back. We are on our way to Sarchu, leaving from Leh. We've got a new ride marshal today, Muzammil. We'll be passing through two major passes. There are no other sightseeing today, so hopefully we'll be traveling or covering the distance a little faster. So this looks like the first major or bad road area, because wherever you see ice on the mountain on the left hand side, as you can see, all that ice is melting and making the whole surface loose. The tar surface on the road is almost vanishing. And this yellow soil is little sticky, so the whole surface becomes very slippery and dangerous. So I had to request Suhas to get down on the bike and I could cross very carefully and slowly. I think we are getting close to the first Tanglangla Pass, almost on the peak of the mountain. Now this is one of the challenge of riding in Ladakh, especially with a cruiser motorcycle with just 130 mm ground clearance, is I need to be 100% focused on the road, cannot enjoy the surroundings or the view, because it is very risky. The margin of error is so small and it is very dangerous. So as you can see, the surface, there is no road here, it's all gone, just the gravel, the loose soil. You still have some ice on the mountain, on the peak of the mountain. So again there is a challenging patch ahead. Suhas needs to get down and walk along with the tank bag so that I can maneuver the handle freely without any restriction, because tank bag does restrict the full movement of the handlebar sometimes, and it also adds weight to the front of the motorcycle, though it's not that heavy, but in such situation every gram counts. As you can see, despite the decent width of the road, I need to go a little back and give a little more space to the incoming truck, because the area on which we can ride or drive safely is very narrow here. So that's the adventure of riding in Ladakh. And mind you, we are not in plains, we are riding on this surface at the altitude of about 17,000 feet plus above the sea level. You can see how risky and dangerous it is to move on this surface. There is Suhas walking along with me, carrying the tank bag. Considering the bad patch continues and it's getting really tough, and even the surface is getting very risky, I had requested Suhas to come into the backup vehicle, but he said let's go ahead. And I feel very bad for him because he has to walk all this distance, but it is necessary for the safety of both of us. With the less weight and having him on the bike, which is very risky at this surface, high chances of losing balance or skidding. And the reason it is risky is because you don't know the depth of the pothole, should I call it. On the one side you have ice-laden mountain, on the other side you have a deep valley, and then the surface is so slippery that one has to be very, very careful in moving on this surface. So I could get through the area where it was little risky to ride together. But as we continued, we came across another area where it was similar surface, but it was less risky. So I continued with Soha sitting behind. So there are a lot of such patches and bad areas or bad zones, I would call it, where it is very difficult to go double seat on these roads. Once again, Suhas had to get down, and there's another patch which we need to cross. I requested him to go in the front and guide me on which side should I cross. It is safer for me to ride. So I'm riding little away from or rather little closer to the mountain side, so that even if I slip or skid, I still remain safe. Fall on this side of the mountain only, because the valley is too deep. It's very risky. And all along this patch you can see there is a wall of ice on the mountain, and that's the biggest reason why this surface is so bad, because the water keeps seeping, keep flowing and spoiling the complete surface. And the moment ice is over, the surface gets little better and drier. So finally I had to request Suhas to come in the backup van, because there were a lot of patches on which it was very risky to go double seat, and it was taking a lot of time for us to travel. So it was better that he comes in the backup van and I go alone, so that we can move little faster. And here I am finally reaching the Tanglangla Pass, which is the 12th highest pass on this road, and which is at about 17,482 feet. You can see some of the riders leaving for Leh from this side, the riders who are coming from Manali directly going to Leh. Unlike I, where we started from Srinagar rather than Manali to Leh, and that's where the backup van is there. Suhas is just coming. I checked with the van driver about the surface quality of the road, and he said the road is decent enough now, as we are on the peak and we'll be going downhill. So Suhas is here, and there is a cafe which claims to be the highest cafe on this in this region. I can sense that Suhas is not interested, because by now in the last 10 days we have been into so many different highest places that now it has become very normal having such things on this route. Now, because of this cruiser motorcycle and just 130 mm ground clearance with a long wheelbase, the overall riding speed in the bad patches goes down very bad. I mean, it's almost like walking, and the backup vehicle has to be behind the last rider of the group. So even these guys are little feeling frustrated, and they asked me that why did you come on this bike. Like I said, there are a lot of people who ask me why did you come on the cruiser bike, which is not meant for this kind of terrain or these kind of rides. But I said I know this bike in and out, and I have very high confidence with this bike rather than riding something new which I don't know.
कुठं थांबलेत? कोणते हे वाले आहेत का? मग हे no, let's take a rest now. वाट लागली आहे यार.
So we took a short break at Pang. There is some restaurant. We had our lunch there and continued towards Sarchu.
Feeling better? Oh, not much. There was nothing, hardly anything.
So there was this patch again where the whole road construction is underway, and it was so much of dust. I don't know how much of dust did I inhale during this patch, and the lens was the camera lens was covered with the dust, so you can see the effect on the image quality. And obviously when you are riding like this, you wouldn't remember to clean the lens, because the whole focus is riding safe and ensuring that both of us are safe riding through this patch. In fact, we come across some of the worst crossings because everything is under construction, and we are going through the small nala, we are going through small water bodies. So there was a lot of challenging portion or patches on this route. So this is the footage from my fellow rider Chinmay. Thanks to him that I could borrow some footage from his vlog. So there are 21 hairpin bend turns on this Gata Loops as we go down. And after riding on no road condition, we are back on beautiful road again. So here we are. We have reached our stay in Sarchu. It's a tent accommodation. You can see my bike also there. This footage is again from Chinmay's vlog. So before we call it a day, here is a preview of the day 10, where we'll be riding tomorrow from Sarchu to Manali. The second last leg of this ride. A view of riding through the famous Atal Tunnel in Rohtang area. There is an option to ride through Rohtang Pass also, through Old Road, but we were excited in riding through this famous Atal Tunnel, one of the longest tunnel on such a high altitude in the world. It's beautifully built. So if you like what you saw until now, please comment, like, share and subscribe to my channel, Almost Famous Rider. Keep supporting. As said earlier many a times, I'm still learning motovlogging, and with your support I'm sure I'll keep getting better at it. See you on day 10 tomorrow. Until then, have a good time, have some adventure, stay safe, see you soon.